Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to knit a leaf, something else, a bit different. You cast on 3 stitches on your needles. You'll notice that I'm using double pointed needles. This is not for the pattern, this is for the benefit of filming, so that I don't constantly tap against the table. I advise you to keep some length of a tail. You're not going to use it in the actual leaf, but if you were to, if you want to attach the leaf to something, then you can use this tail, because we are knitting from the stem to the top of the leaf. Row 1, we are on the right side. We are going to knit 1 stitch, purl 1, knit 1. I have a dog in here. Story of my life. Row 2, very simple. We purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. So you're basically knitting the stitches as they come. Now, depending on how long you want your stem, you can repeat pattern row 1 and 2 again, which I'm going to do. So this constitutes my little stem. I repeated row 1 and 2 twice in total. We're now at row 3 on my pattern, which is on the right side again. We are going to knit 1, make 1. So you're just going to lift up the bar between your first and your second stitch, and I'm just going to pop that onto my left stitch, wrap my yarn, pull that through, and then slide this off. I'm going to purl the middle stitch, which will become the middle stitch in a moment. I'm going to make another stitch, again another dog hair. This is going to be a feature. So again, make 1 by lifting that bar in between what was my 3rd stitch, but now my 4th and my last. Again, I'm going to put it onto my left needle, wrap my yarn, pull it through, and then slip that bar off my left needle, and I'm going to knit the last stitch. Row 4, I'm going to knit every stitch. Row 5, right side, going to knit 2 stitches. I'm going to make 1 more stitch. So again, I'm going to lift that bar between the stitches onto my left, wrap my yarn and pull that through to make 1. Purl the middle stitch, make 1 again. And knit the last 2 stitches. Now the right side is going to be continuously the same until almost at the end, which is you're going to knit 2 stitches, and you're going to purl all your stitches until you get to that middle column of stitches. You're going to knit that, and then purl all your stitches until you have 2 stitches left, which in this row is just the 1, and then knit 2. Row 7, we're going to knit all our stitches until right before we get to the purl stitch, the center purl stitch. You can now choose to either continuously use make one stitch, but I prefer, because I just think it's a more fun stitch, I'm now going to do a left loop increase. So I'm just going to use this little loop to make a stitch, to add a stitch, purl, and now do a right loop increase. So I'm just going to pick up this loop here, put it on my left needle and increase, and then just knit the original stitch and knit all the way to the end. If you don't like the right loop, left loop increases, you can just continue with a make one stitch. Again, row 8, knit 2, purl all your stitches until you get to the middle stitch, which will be a knit, and then purl all your stitches again until you have 2 stitches left and you knit them. So we're just going to repeat this a couple of times. I'm going to do row 9, again knit until you are at the middle stitch, right before the middle stitch, which is a purl. I'm going to left loop increase, purl, right loop increase, and knit the remaining. So you repeat this increase row, paired with the knit 2 on the wrong side, knit 2, purl all your stitches until you get to the middle stitch, which you knit. You purl the remaining stitches until you have 2 left. You knit those. So you repeat those 2 rows until you have in total 15 stitches. So I have slowly increased my way until 15 stitches in total. According to my pattern, I am now at row 15. I am on the right side. We're now going to start the decreases. While the increases were at the center of the leaf, the decreases will be at the outer ends of the leaf. So we're going to knit 1, slip, slip, knit. But because of how I wrap my yarn, I'm just going to have to adjust the position of this stitch. This is going to be for all of them. This won't be, most likely this won't be for you. Apparently I'm in the minority in how I wrap my yarn. So you're just going to slip, slip, knit. You're going to knit until, again, you reach the center. You're going to purl that stitch, and then you're going to knit until you have 3 stitches left on your left needle, and you're going to knit those 2 together. And again, because of how I wrap my yarn, I'm just going to reposition it, or at least one of them, and I'm going to knit those 2 together. You knit the last stitch. The wrong side remains the same. You knit 2, you purl until you get to the center stitch, you knit it, and then you purl until you have 2 stitches left, you knit it. So you repeat row 15 and row 16 4 times in total. I'm just going to skip ahead until I'm at row 23. I'm now at row 7 on the right side. I have in total 7 stitches. We are going to do a knit 1, again slip, slip, knit. My slip, slip, knit looks a little bit different, but that's because of the direction that I wrap my yarn. I've been doing it like this for 20 years. I'm not going to be able to unlearn it. Purl the middle stitch, knit 2 together. Again, mine looks slightly different from the majority. knit last stitch. Row 24 on the wrong side, we're going to knit all stitches, all 5. Row 25, going to knit 1, going to knit 3 together, or you can slip, knit, whichever way you choose. I'm going to do that one. Just going to decrease 2 stitches in one go, basically. And then knit the last stitch. And we are now at row 26 on the right side. This will also be the last row. Again, we're going to now just knit all 3 stitches in one go. Last stitch, I'm just going to pull through, snippy snip, pull it through. So that we get a nice pointy edge end to a leaf. And then with a crochet needle or a wool needle or tapestry needle or whatever, you can on the wrong side seam it maybe along here so that you can't see this anymore. And then you have your tiny little leaf. Isn't it adorable? I think it's adorable. So that was my tutorial for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Toodles!